a part of the community. It is so essential that... Okay, thank you for reminding me that please put yourself on mute so that every one of us, we can contribute, we can listen and have some takeaways from this webinar. Okay, so the centerpiece of the puzzle that you see in front of you is the language. So language connects the communities. It brings communities together. As Edmund de Waal says, with languages, you are at home anywhere. You will not feel out of place at all if you are familiar with the language. And Nelson Mandela, he says something which really strikes to all of us, especially when we have interactions with our children in the classroom, in our relationships, anywhere. If you talk to people in a language they understand, that goes to their head. If you talk to them in their language, that goes to their heart. So if I am speaking over here and if I cannot connect with you at a deeper level, my purpose is not solved. My purpose is solved if I really can connect with you through the heart. I can speak in your language. That is, I know the space that you come from. I understand my space and where we belong, why we are here, the purpose, and that adds the emotion to the language. So in this webinar, Language Development Early Years, we are going to focus on early years, the primary age of children, how language develops, what are the stages, what are the components, what are the benefits, and how it can be incorporated in the classrooms so that children are on a path of progressive language. It should not be a stagnant way. Language development always has to be progressive. Even when we are adults, we are always updating ourselves, upgrading ourselves with new kind of words. So it's an ongoing process. Okay, now here's a story. This story is about a far-off village, a countryside, and all the people over there, you know, they do their own work, they grow their own crops, they sell their own things, they produce everything, the products, and are sold among each other. And the communities are very congenial, they are staying together. And entire community has just one school where they send their kids. And this one school has only one teacher. The teacher's name is Miss Bella. And Miss Bella is super passionate about taking her class, interacting with children. She would come and charge into the class and she would say, "Good morning, children," in a signature style. "How are you?" And the children would immediately revert back and say that, "Ma'am, we are fine. Good morning to you." And the class would go on high energy and there'll be total interaction, there'll be games, there'll be activities. And the teacher would ask them questions. What are the colors of the rainbow? And everyone's hands are up. They are all there. They want to participate. And they are part of whatever Miss Bella is saying. They want to share so many things. This is the initial part of the day. As the day progresses towards the afternoon, the noise levels of the class increase. "Ma'am, she's taking my pencil. Ma'am, she's beating me. Ma'am, I want to go home. Ma'am, this, ma'am, that." And towards the end of the class, the day, in the afternoon, Miss Bella is like this. She's just pulling her hair and she's swearing to God that she's not going to come to class like this anyway. I mean, she's not going to talk to them. She's not going to do this and she's not going to do that. And she had a splitting headache. This was the story. Every day she had a splitting headache. She would go home, she would pray. And one fine day, she just made a wish. And what wish did she make? She said, I wish my children would listen to me. I wish my class was quiet. I wished they were disciplined. And suddenly a fairy appeared. And the fairy said, your wish is granted. Are you sure you want this wish? And Miss Bella said, why not? You know, I'm really worried about my health, my headache. I have a splitting headache after the class. So I want them to be quiet. All right. If you wish it, be it so. And you can have this wish for a month only. And after a month, I'll come back. Miss Bella says, okay. And Miss Bella goes to school with the same enthusiasm, with the same the signature style that she has. Hello, class. How are you? There's silence. And suddenly Miss Bella remembers that, oh, my wish has come true. They're also quiet. The classroom has actually become a quiet zone. And she says, okay, children, take out your books. Okay, we'll do addition today. And we'll learn about the trees. We'll learn about photosynthesis. Oh my God, the class was perfect. Everyone was writing, listening to the instructions. There was no noise. And for Miss Bella, there was no headache. She was happy. Second day again, she came with her signature style. Good morning, class. How are you? What do you think happened? The class was quiet. Nothing at all. And Miss Bella told them to take out their books. Everything happened very smoothly, no talking, silence. The books they're writing, they're listening, all instructions followed. But Miss Bella's mind was shrinking day by day. She wanted the children to speak up. It seemed as if each child had a tape on their mouth. She wanted to hear their stories. She wanted them to express. She wanted them to tell her about her home, what is happening with their friends, what about their birthday parties. And sometimes she would just dress up so beautifully, which she knew that she'll get compliments for, but she had asked for the silent class. Children wanted to say, but then they kept the words to themselves. They did not say anything to her. They didn't have any words to share. It was like their speech was silent completely. And Miss Bella just waited for that 1 month to get over. She was missing the chatter. She was missing the butterflies. The birds used to come outside the class. None of them came. And Miss Bella missed everything. She just waited for 1 month to come back. And the month was over. And she said, I want my class back. I want them to participate. I don't want them to be quiet. Please, please help me. And the fairy said, okay, I'll give the class back to you. But you know, I'm going to be extra grateful and generous to you by giving you this magical box. And Miss Bella said, what is this box? Oh, this box. this box will help you conduct your classes in a way that towards the end of the day, you don't have a splitting headache and your children will enjoy coming to school and everyone will be happy. Oh, what is in this box? I want to see. I want to see. Yes, yes, you can see what is inside the box. But this box is there only for 1 month. You have to use the tools and then this box will go and you make your own box. Okay, okay, what is inside the box? And Miss Bella opens the box and the box has a carrot. Oh my God, what is this? A carrot. Then some more vegetables, some more green vegetables. And she said, why? What is this? What kind of tool is this? And the fairy said that, well, this is the health and nutrition of each child. That is number one priority for you as an educator and all the parents. You must make sure that the children are well nourished, else nothing works with them. Oh, thank you. And the second thing, what is this? Oh, well, cleanliness also has to be a part of the curriculum. Okay, I'll make sure that cleanliness and food and nutrition are a part of the curriculum. What else? Oh, the puppets. Yes, these puppets you can use. Yes, yes, I have, Miss Bella said. I have many puppets in my class and we use it. And we use all these games also that I have with them. So the fairy said, hold on, hold on. Yes, I know you have all the toys and you have all these different things to entertain the children and involve them and engage them. But one thing that you should take care, that is especially inside this box, is this. What is this? Well, this is a stopwatch. You need to manage your time with your activities. It needn't be all throughout the day. You are there for 6-7 hours. You needn't have activities throughout the day. Remember your splitting headache? Do you want it? No, no, no. Okay, so time management. And this is again another thing that you need to have. This is the planner that you need to have. Planning the activities, even if it is for 10 minutes, have it on the planner. And many more things are there, but just start with this. Remember, you just have 1 month to explore the box, use it, apply it, and I will see you after 1 month. Miss Bella was on top of the world. She was so happy. She went to the class with the same energy. How are you, class? And the class was super expressive. And they said, wow, what happened to Miss Bella? She's looking so different and energetic and enthusiastic. Everyone is so happy. All the children, they just want to connect with Miss Bella. And that class became a class apart because their activities were well planned. Their playtime was well planned. Everything was in place. And then Miss Bella, what did she do? She became a teacher who got familiar with the language tools to be used in a class that are balanced, effective, and purposeful. She became a teacher who would include these activities in her classes to help children think and share their ideas and opinions. She became a happy teacher. Her children thrived in an environment conducive to their thought processes. All understood, all agreed that language is indeed the freedom of thought, word, and expression. This freedom is the key to success and happiness. And from then on, there was connection, there was engagement, there was learning, there was enjoyment, everything in Miss Bella's class. So that was the story on importance of language development. So why is language important? Studies have shown that babies can recognize music and other sounds that they experience while in the mother's womb, the prenatal stage. The mothers over here would realize that some music that they have listened when they were pregnant, the baby instantly connects to that music or the song that they have sung. So it's actually the 0 years in mother's womb itself, the processes have started. Child is listening to some kind of sound energy. It is very crucial because language development happens in the initial years. The brain development of the children, the first 5 years, 90%, 85 to 90% of the brain develops during this time. Like from billions of cells, it goes to trillions of cells, the brain cells. Even the size of the brain changes. So what are we as parents, as educators, doing to nurture, to nourish those neurons in the brain which are related to language? Everything that we speak about, communicate, is through language. Information transfer is taking place through language. So these are the importance of language. That is, it helps in learning, accumulating knowledge, it increases our ability to communicate, helps in our growth, any kind of training, experiences, competence, builds skills. The list is endless. Okay, now here are the stages of language development in early childhood. Pre-linguistic stage is 0 to 6 months, when the child is just either crying, when the child is hungry or uncomfortable with some kind of health issue, or gurgling, those sounds. Then the second stage is the babbling stage, 6 to 9 months. Here, the child might say like, ba, 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 pa, pa, ma, ma. So these words, babbling stage. Holophrestic age. This one is 9 to 18 months. This is like one word. They'll say one word. Doggy, boo boo, something like that. So the environment around them has to be stimulated in such a way that encourages them to make those sounds. If it is too quiet or too noisy, then the child might not reciprocate. If we need some kind of sound made by children, we need to have those kind of environment around them, a balanced environment. Then is 18 to 24 months, which is the 2-word stage. They'll say, mama gya, doggy gya, come here, or something like that. Only 2 words they'll use. Telegraphic stage, 24 to 30 months, that is 2+. Here, the child's physical capabilities are really growing, and she is trying to run or walk or climb. So many things are happening simultaneously. The excitement is there. So the language development works wonders over here because the child itself is so excited about the new things in his immediate environment. So telegraphic stage, it has to be stimulated that way. And multi-word stage is again 30 months onwards, where the child may not say a perfect sentence, but 3-4 words or a phrase that makes some sense. And from there on, it grows rapidly, provided the opportunities are given to the children. So what are the components of language? So here are the components which we need to be familiar with. That is phonetics, phonology. Phonetics is the sound system of a language, what sound the letters make. Without having a prior detailed knowledge of the language, we can be familiar with the phonetics of the language. Phonology is more theoretical. So it's like the origin of the language, the organs involved in pronouncing certain words. So that is phonology. And let's go to semantics. Semantics is something like a word which can have a literal meaning as well as a figurative meaning. For example, let's take the word run. So the literal meaning in a dictionary could be, someone who is walking fast or moving fast on legs is running. It's a physical movement, run. But then the figurative meaning of the word run can also be ran out of petrol. She runs the show. Or he ran out of ideas. So here it has a different meaning. So that is semantics, where they associate one word with many other things. For example, dad. Dad is also papa. Dad is someone who wears, a certain kind of attire, or someone who has a beard or looks like this. So they associate one word with many other words. So that is semantics. The next one is syntax. Now, syntax is the arrangement of words in a sentence. For example, the boy jumps happily. Happily, the boy jumps. And, you can mix and match, and all sentences have the same meaning, though the words are arranged and rearranged. So that is syntax. And morphology is the system where words are morphed into, changed into different kind of settings. For example, maybe the tense is changed, the voice is changed, or the number is changed. So that is morphology. And the last part of language, the component, component of language is pragmatics. Pragmatics is other social rules of a language. Whom am I talking to? What is my tone? Am I listening empathetically? What is my facial expression? All those social rules are part of pragmatics. So these were the language components. So early intervention, early years, we need to identify speech delays and disorders. And how do we do that? We have to see whether the child is maintaining eye contact when you are speaking to the child. So for, in initial years, 0 to 3 years, we need to animate, we need to use a lot of voice modulation, increase and decrease our tone, maybe sometimes dance or do a jig, something, just for that attention, just for that eye contact. It is so important because the child unknowingly is learning a communication skill at that time, looking at the person who is talking to the child. And that time you can use baby talk also. There is a group who would say that, baby talk, then it goes on and child doesn't learn the correct pronunciation. Yes, agreed. But for the initial attention and the emotions come through baby talk. So use it in the initial years and you can wind it away later and use proper pronunciation of words once the child picks up the words and starts speaking well. So for eye contact, bring that eye contact into the conversation initially. Focus. Focus is not tested in the beginning, but yes, focus once you give a toy to the child, how engaged the child is with the toy. So that is the focus. Or is it is the child just distracted or not interested or something? So maybe you'll have to find out what the focus of the child is. Simple instructions. Does the child follow simple instructions? That is again after 2 plus. Sit here, come here, go there, stand up. Simple instructions. Empathy. Once a child starts going to school, does the child have a caring attitude towards his friends, or does the child observe his mom working and having an empathy towards the people around them? Nothing much, but just a feeling of being there with the person. That empathy can be displayed during that time. Or helping a child with, if someone's crayons have fallen, do they immediately come and help them? So that is again display of empathy. Pronunciation. Pronunciation over here, there are certain blends and digraphs which children find very difficult to pronounce initially, especially sure and SW, swur. So there's a child whom I know who would always say, he'll find really difficult to say switch. He will say which. So as educators, we have to be really alert as to what the child is speaking. Even parents need to be alert on the pronunciation of the children. Where is the lag? And then we together can work on the pronunciation, and it improves. If it is identified in the early years, it can be rectified very easily. Rather, when the child is 8 or 9, the more higher classes the child reaches, and then it is identified, it becomes difficult. So that is why any kind of deviation that you see in the language development of the child can be easily solved during this time. The next is fluency. Fluency is tested by, is the child repeating certain words again and again? May I, or or stuttering or stammering. So that can be checked, and the child can be encouraged to speak slowly. And even songs play a wonderful antidote for correcting the fluency, and rhymes, songs, they're underrated. Music is not a luxury. Music education is a necessity in early years. Without music, there's nothing. No language development can be accelerated without music, really. Most of the grammar is picked up through these songs on that language. Then we have vocabulary. How many new words the child comes across, uses in different, and sometimes the child has so many questions. What do we say to this? What do we say to that? I'll share my story. Once I thought my English was really good, and the child said, ma'am, I got hurt, but this black thing has come here now. What is this black thing called? I said, wow, what a question. Even I don't know what this black thing. And then quickly I found out, this was years back, but I quickly found out, thank God there was Google. And then it was scab. So I said, that's called a scab. So he was also very happy that he learned a new word. I was happy that I learned, and together we learned a new word, scab. So vocabulary enhancement occurs, it's a two-way process. It's never that only the child is going to improve his or her vocabulary. Social skills with the friends, and milestone delay. Milestone delay, you have these charts, right? So most of the charts are up to 3 years, like up to 3 years. 0 to 6, 6 to 12. So we needn't be perturbed with if the child is a bit slow and not matching up to the milestone chart. As long as the child is making progress, then we needn't worry. But if there is less progress or no progress, then definitely we need to speak to the counselor or the physician or pediatrician of the child who would guide you better. So this is how we identify any kind of speech delays. And if at all, research on language and literacy have associated delayed development with a lot of things, a lot of difficulties. If language is not taken care of in the initial years, early years, that will reflect in whatever the child is doing in the later years, middle school, high school. It all has a result of whatever is happening over here. If language development is not taking place, then there are academic difficulties, learning disabilities, there is shyness, behavioral problems, social difficulties, and anxiety disorder. So we have 2 minutes left, and we'll join back because before I go to the next slide. So thank you, and please join back. I'll stop share.